Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Okay. So, finally got the music actually ready to go this time around, so that should be good. Turn it up ever so slightly, I reckon. There we go, that should be alright. How are you guys doing, then? We'll be getting going here in about 4 minutes. I tell you, the hardest part sometimes is just... he's actually waited to start the stream. Sometimes it's so difficult. Okay. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. There we go. How you doing, Bear Spearhead? Good to have you, my dude. Is the music loud enough? I was hoping it's okay, actually. Now, we actually do have something really exciting. There will be the new DLC released, and that is coming out on the 31st of October, so I'm looking forward to that myself. That's going to be awesome. I'm actually really looking forward to being able to use the French forces. I've always really... I don't know what it is about the French. There's just something about them that just makes them really just... I don't know, something intriguing about them. Well, I don't know, it's the fact... it's like, oh god, the ARL-44, just... AMX-50s, I believe it was, which is the one, the heavy tank that they did have that had the oscillating turret. That was awesome. Okay, let's turn that down. There we go. But yeah, the French have some really just interesting equipment. I like it with the French as well, obviously, in the Second World War. The fact that they had, like, the VBL launches, oh, those things are cool. And that, you can see, it very much was a development straight out of the trenches of the First War, so that was really intriguing. But yeah, looking forward to that. So that is the French and Belgium DLC coming out on the 31st of October. I think that's going to be quite high on my shopping list. I think what we're going to do today then, we've been playing a lot of NATO forces, so I think we'll go for something, something Warsaw-y pact-ish. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Would be nice, actually, be the one with the advantage in terms of, like, tanks, for a change. In terms of numbers. Oh, dear. So how are you guys doing in chat today, then? You guys had a good day? Dare I say, even an evening for those of you who are a little bit further away than I am. There we go. I tell you, this is the hard part. I'm really bad at waiting. I'd like just to get started with things. But then again, it's always a good idea just to have a little bit of time, just make sure everything's all set up and ready to go. Do let me know if the audio, well, the actual music in the background is loud enough. I could turn it up a little bit. The only issue is, like, the music in this game is superb. It's just sometimes, it's like, you kind of wish you had it in the battle. But let's see. I was thinking, is there anything I'd like to change here? We'll go for ground spotting ranges, actually. That should be quite nice. Makes it a little bit easier then, doesn't it, for us? Okay, there we go. I'm trying to think of the actual name. I think the French had, was it a... It was like a, an armoured transportation vehicle, wasn't it? Was it the BBL? It was something like that. I'm sure it was like BB. How you doing there, Pavi? Good to have you, my friend. You know what? I've never actually seen Battlestar Galactica. I've seen some of it, but I've really heard good things about it. But the BSG Deadlock game does actually look quite good. It looks like it was built on a earlier game in terms of, like, the actual mechanics. I can't quite recall the name of that game now, but that was pretty cool. I like the sword mechanics. I like that. Well, welcome to stream, my dude. I hope you're having a good day. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 6 PM, and I get to be let loose here. So today we have an hour here to play Armoured Brigade. I think we're going to be playing some Warsaw Pact today. I feel like that is something we should do. We've been playing a lot of the native forces, so I'm feeling something a little bit more, easty, if you could say. Right, now, this one seems really quite cool here. We do actually have a couple interesting ones. We do have Nikitin's Assault over here And we do have the Guards advance. We also do have a scenario here against the Finnish. I do have some music in the background, by the way. A lot of the music comes from the Heart of Iron series, as well as from War of the Pacific, as well as from Close Combat and Bloody First. I've got this music in the background just to like put something there, some ambience in the actual battles. So do let me know if you guys would like to have it a little bit higher or a little bit lower. How you doing there, Crappy? Indeed, Red Wednesday. Okay, the Soviet 2nd Guards tank armies advancing across the Lüneburg Heide with the key city of Bremen and the Lower Weser River as its main objective. NATO is desperate to slow down the advance on its left flank while terrain still favours the defender. If the back crosses the US near Bremen's NATO flank, NATO's flank could collapse and the Low Countries left vulnerable for the taking. Hey, doing there, Romka, Bomb Bishop, good to have you, my dude. Right, okay, so what do you guys reckon then? We could play against the Federal Republic of Germany. We could potentially play... I mean, that's the British versus the Germans over there. This is obviously, sorry, against the Soviets, not the Germans. The Soviets versus the British forces over here, the Army of the Rhine. I think we'll go... then again, In some of the different scenarios, you do have the option to play the other side as well. So we'll see what other options we do have, just in case. Yes, rear guard here. I think this is one that we played last time, however. If I'm actually saying bad, no, I don't think it was. I think it's Twin Valleys the last time. You know, I can't remember which one we played last time. I see one of the Pacific from now, I click. That will be going on later tonight. Looking forward to that. And one of the few space naval battle games that captures the feel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One's good. Okay, that's good news then. I'm not too sure on that one, but I know it's me who's streaming, so there we go. I think we'll go with... that's the one we played there last time. The Armored Cavalry Squadron versus the Tank Regiment. Okay, that's pretty cool then. We could potentially face off against the US Army. The Americans and Western Germans seem broken after hurling its 3 motorized rifle divisions at the native forces holding the Fulda Gap sector. 8th Guards Army Headquarters believe the time is right to commit the fresh 79th Guard Tank Division to blow open the way to Frankfurt. Now that one sounds rather intriguing actually. We'll be facing off against the Americans, so we should be theoretically facing off... I mean, the Germans do have a... I mean, the Leopard is fantastic. That thing is... Well, the Leopard too anyhow. He's very well armoured. Very well armoured. Then we'll give them a small bonus there just to help us out. How you doing, man? Unknown? Good to have you, my dude. I think we'll go with the rear guard scenario here as the USSR. It will be rather interesting to play as the Guards tank forces. I've not had that much experience actually playing as the Warsaw Pact forces, so this is going to be quite interesting. Okay, if we take a look at the actual battle over here then, we do have a mighty force over here then, so let's take a look then, shall we? We can take a look at our order of battle. And do remember, guys, that on 31st of October, we will be seeing the new DLC, which is going to feature the French and Belgian forces, which is going to be really cool. US already has high train. Well, I always feel like if I'm playing against the AI, I always like to try and give the AI just some additional benefit there. They might have high training, but then again, I want to make sure we have a challenge here. Sometimes it's fun to lose. So if we take a look over here then, we do have our order of battle then. What I'm going to take a look at then is in the armoured section. So we do have the T-80 BVs. Wow, that is... that's actually pretty impressive. Okay, that is entirely T-80. We also have the BMPs. We have the BTRs as well. I quite like the BTRs. There's something about them that just seems... I don't know, they just seem a very... I just like them. I just like wheeled vehicles like that. They look fantastic. Like, I'm a massive fan of the Strikers. The US Strikers are awesome looking vehicles. And I like the BTRs for the same reason there, really. So that's quite cool then. So we do have the mechanized infantry here. We do have the motor rifle squads in there. We don't have any infantry infantry units per se. They're all the mechanized forces here. We do have the BRDMs. These are quite cool. The BMPs as well. They're going to be very handy. Do we have, right, in terms of support, we do have the Conquerors over here. We have Tunguskas. ZSUs, they're quite handy. The surface air missiles over here, the SA-13s. Self-propelled mortars, and we have the self-propelled guns over here. These are really cool, the 2S1s. Very cool. Do we have anything in terms of artillery? We have 18 guns available. Jesus, that's a lot of support. We do have an Su-25, 2 of those guys on standby. I'm looking forward to that. We do have the 80mm rockets, we have the 30mm cannon there. The fact that we have the 4 cluster bombs is going to be superb. We do actually have some air-to-air missiles which are handy as well, if we do see any NATO helicopters. Hey, dude, Lanza, good to have you, my dude. Ah, nice. And we have 4 Mi-24s. These guys are awesome. Hey, dude, Kendra, good to have you, my dude. So we do have the 8 ATGMs there on board, each of them. They also carry 40 80mm rockets. That's really cool there. Hey, dude, Kangaroos, good to have you, my dude. Okay, so if we take a look at the lay of the land, that's always a very important one to take into account here. Let's accentuate the actual terrain here, just to make it a little bit easier to see. Okay. Now, the thing is, we want to avoid the open field to a degree, really. It might be potentially about... Then again, actually, we do have a tree line over here. I'm tempted by the right-hand flank. The reason being... Well, I think it's the right-hand flank. The reason being, we do have a town here, which is both a good and a bad thing. But at least... Yeah, at least we're able to actually deal with the enemy's range advantages, I imagine. They're going to be entrenched... Well, I don't know about range advantage. I imagine we're roughly equal, but I can there. But I think if we can prevent the enemy from actually sighting us, from actually zeroing on our forces, we could probably have a high survivability rate. The only issue is it is a river, obviously, over here. We do have a bridge here. Dad is streaming again. How you doing there, African? Yeah, the 3D is really cool. I like the fact that you can really accentuate it. It's obviously ridiculous, but at least you get a really good idea of how the terrain looks. Which is very nice there. Then again, the open terrain might favour us due to the fact that I can actually mass a lot of our forces there. It's one of these, really, isn't it? What do you guys reckon? Do we advance against the urban centre? I mean, urban centres really are traditionally deaf, and especially in this age. So it might actually be a poor idea to advance against the open, well, against the actual urban centres. So I think we'll probably go for this area here. We do have adequate cover in the form of the village over here, and there's a number of outlying buildings in the area. We do have the tree lines over here. Not that they tremendously matter, but we do have the objectives of Mars and Jupiter over here. I love the fact that the objectives are definitely named in typical Soviet fashion. Okay, I think we're going to choose this side, this flank over here. We could potentially just go for a sort of holding action just on the northern area here. Take the woods they weren't expected. Well, this is it. There's a lot in the way of the woods here. The mechanized could advance through here quite easily. I think I will have the mechanized supported by some T-80s. But yeah, the T-80s are going to be taking the brunt of the fire. Which is really what they're meant to be. That's what they're there for. Are these guys locked? Okay, so these guys are locked. Which means that we'll have some organization to do as we actually begin. It's not too bad, really. It means that we can't take full advantage immediately, but it's not so bad. So what we've got to do here, then, is we'll set up our artillery. And if we take a look at this, then, so we do see a number of interesting positions. Now, the enemy can't deploy past this line over here. They can deploy in here, though. It might be potentially worthwhile to lay down some artillery fire on key positions. Though it's a little bit harder to say where those could be coming from, actually. It might be worthwhile to potentially bring in the air support fairly early. The reasoning being that at least it's in position. Well, if it's in position, it may be able to spot for us as well, which is very handy. Though, of course, the enemy may actually have something to counter that, but it's one of these. It might be potentially worth it. So if we take a look over here, then. In fact, let's take a look here, then. So, right, we'll take a look at the actual height. Yeah, you can see that we are advancing against a high ground over here, so a little bit envious of that one. That's a very, yeah, lovely high ground there. So this position looks to be quite good. This position's not too bad, potentially to have them come in there to support. We could potentially make use of that, really. So this is quite a high position. This is pretty good as well. It might be potentially worthwhile to have some of our reconnaissance forces just actually placed here upon this hill, actually. Hey, dude, man, Jacqueline, it's good to have you, my dude. Okay. Now, you guys, are you actually carrying any infantry? You're not carrying any infantry, which is good news. What are your optics like? Visibility is average. We do have the BRDMs over here. Yeah, again, visibility is average. We do have the BMPs over here. It might be potentially worthwhile to send the BMPs. Visibility is average. Okay, so not potentially. Not potentially. Though saying that, they might be worthwhile sending into the actual area here due to the fact that they do have the ATGMs. The ATGMs do have pretty phenomenal range, which is always very handy. Yeah, they're actually kind of scout team as well, actually. So I think what we'll do then is unload the scout teams and have them actually advance through the actual tree line. At least then we can actually have them try and sight some targets in the actual forest for us. And then we can actually have the BMPs actually move to this position over here. Though potentially we could have the BMPs back up the actual scout troops in the actual trees. But it's one of these, it's like, we're not going to be going up against anything easy. But either way then, we'll give them orders to actually go ahead and unload. So we'll tell them to head out here and unload. We could potentially have them head down there. At least I could make use of the road. I think we'll try to make use of the road then to some degree. It might be worthwhile. Right, I can't change that formation at this moment in time. But what we'll do then is we'll have them unload about this position here. And then the actual scouts, the actual troops inside can actually march down the road. I mean, positions like this are very good. That's really handy. You can see here that we do have... yeah. Good bit of hide there. That's actually... yeah. I'm quite jealous of that position. I'm... not sure. I think it's updated. But I'd have to double check. Okay, we do have our BMPs over here as well. Similar sort of situation. I think what we'll do then is have these guys unload prior to moving and just... we'll have the actual scout forces move ahead of us. And so we'll just tell them to unload. So just orders... unload. There we go. Now what we'll do then is have them move forward. Something of that similar sort of position there as well. I think if we have the BMPs potentially fall alongside these guys, they might be okay. But it does depend. I mean, this is a potentially dangerous situation. Then again, I don't want to move down here on the road and potentially be taken out and have the actual scouts lost as well. And so it's a bit of a tough one there. These guys... it doesn't particularly matter too much if they are lost. It's always good to actually have some scouts available. But then again, they can reveal the enemy's position by being destroyed to a degree. So it doesn't sound great, but that's not too bad. This is sorry, no, this is real time. I think yes, there is an option to play it in real time. Sorry, to play it in turn-based. Okay, well anyway, what we're going to do here, then we're going to lay down our target reference points. Bit of a tough one to choose where to actually have that. We do have 6 points available, but that's not a huge deal. Now these are our objectives over here, so I think we do need to have our target reference points quite far in advance, just make sure we have the greatest use of them. Bring them down over here. I'll tell you what, I'm waiting for the actual new DLC. I really want to play some French forces. Now, potentially that central position there, but I think it might be worthwhile to have it covered in the actual objectives. There's a lot of tree line to the rear here, so I think we'll go for that. Have it overlap to a degree. Then again, we'll go for that then. So that's all of our target reference points. I mean, I could change one of these. I think I might change this one here. Let's see. Hard to say on that one, actually. I think I'll have it covered there. I mean, that central location, it would be nice to have it covered there by a target reference point. But, we'll manage. We'll manage. Okay. Oops. Of course, we do have our air support to choose when it's going to come in. So we did decide that this is obviously quite some high ground. So it could be potentially useful to begin with. But saying that, it might be, we look for like a staggered approach. So perhaps we just make use of this area here. We know that it is high ground. We know it's very useful. The amount of, their line of sight, you can see the ATGM range there. But at least it's actually looking over this area here, and obviously we do have an overwatch position here. But we can try and find a better position, potentially. Is that any better? Not so much. Of course, I do actually need to make sure. Let's see. Path mode quickest covered. There we go. Yeah, I just remembered that one. Just remembered. It's a hard one to decide on, though, isn't it really? It's like, do we want to have them approach in a covered fashion, or do we want to have them approach by the quickest method? Now, the terrain's not too bad, but I'm going to have them approach in the quickest method. The reason being I'd like to have them on point. I don't particularly expect to have them engage too much, but no, actually, no. Then again, what we're going to do here, then, is we'll have them approach via covered. I think the reason for that is we're not entirely sure what the enemy's AA capabilities could be. Rough Riding crashed. I like that. That's pretty fantastic, actually. That's not too terribly bad. It's not too terribly bad. Sometimes it makes me wonder, should you just favour having helicopters? I think we'll favour this side to have helicopters. The reason being, at least I can cover more ground then, and have a greater deal of support in place. So I'll have their first one arrive over here, actually. Then, potentially about this position. But that could be too close, but it really does depend. At least we do have some options here. Obviously, the jets could come in later. We do have our artillery, which is quite interesting. So we do have the AT-80s. I mean, this is what I was talking about, the fact of... and you can see that the actual deployment does support our earlier theory about advancing across this side of the map. We need to get the mechanized moving up pretty quickly, though. So we'll have these T-80s advance this way, which is pretty good. Obviously, the mechanized are intended to move through this area, which does make a lot of sense. Now, I think it might be potentially worthwhile to have just a couple guns reserved for fired smoke. We do have a few smoke rounds, which is very good. It is getting a little bit late in the day, so illumination rounds may be potentially useful. But we do have a lot of high explosive rounds, which is superb. And we do have the DPICM, so that's very good there. So we'll go for smoke alpha. Just make that 2 guns, really. 3 volleys. Actually, no, we'll make it about 10 rounds is fine. Let's see. That'll do. Okay. Same again's fine. Now what I could potentially do is have it smoke deployed in this position here to cover our approach. Of course I could have it deployed over this way as well. Hard to say, actually. Have these 2 deployed over here. Well, lay down that smoke over this area. A little bit of an overlap there. So at least I'll give the mechanized the ability to push up over here. Ideally, quite quickly. Now, we do have the remaining 14 guns here. So I think what I'm going to do then is... I'm going to make use of the high explosive rounds. The reason is we do have that saturation bombardment capability there. And I think that's really quite handy. There we go. So go with a high explosive. I'm going to make this the largest area possible because we do have the most... as many guns as we can get in here. I mean, that's 70 rounds alone there, with each gun firing 5. About 98 rounds. So we don't need... I mean, this is it. We have the DPICM for when we really want to have a precision bombardment. But I think a high explosive bombardment, I can have the enemy put their heads down, really. And I think that's worthwhile. question's going to be, where do we have it first deployed? It might be worthwhile to choose a position and have that saturated with a bombardment. Now, this, I don't know, is a few areas that I mean, this area is probably the choice place for the actual bombardment. Sometimes it is a hard choice. I tell you what, sometimes it's really hard to choose where to actually put down these initial bombardments. I'm tempted by this area over here, because obviously we're going to have a lot of our T-80s moving up this area. I think we'll put down a saturation bombardment in this area here. I think that's going to be worthwhile. We could potentially have it cover some of the actual forest over here, but it's one of these. If I had it over the forest, we could potentially start fires here as well, which could be very interesting. But, I'll have it over the town. Try to eliminate the effectiveness of the town as a defensive emplacement there, really. Then again, I'm not too... I mean, it would be nice to cover all this area, but I'm wasting a lot of those potential shots there. But, fine, we'll have that. We'll have that. Okay. So we've got the aircraft set up, we've obviously got the artillery set up and ready to go. And we'll be able to give our orders here pretty soon. So I think what we'll do then is have these initial orders. So if we take a look then, select them all. Yeah, we do have the mechanized, which is fantastic. What I'm going to do then is actually have these forces move. We'll have them advance. I don't need to move too quickly. The reason being I want to maintain a formation as such. We'll have them move like that. Just trying to keep advancing as much as we can. I mean, it's one of these things that more time we give the enemy to actually open fire, the worse it's going to be for us, really. The SPG is going to come in very handy. Right, not the... well, then again, it could be quite handy to have the actual mortars moving up. At least then we do have fast reaction fire there available to us. Okay. We'll have them approach via the covered route. Then they can unload about this position here and potentially have them. But then again, Soviet doctrine at the time really was, you don't stop. You don't make use of cover. You don't stop. you keep going. You do not stop until you get... well, this is... You basically got to a point at which you were forced to unload the actual troops on board, and that was basically it. So I think what we'll do then is go for a similar sort of tactic. It might be worthwhile telling them just to wait a little bit, actually. So I'll tell them just to hold on just for the time being. I'll allow the T-80s to get a little bit of distance in front. But at least we do have that, then. Okay. SPGs available. AT section over here, they're going to be quite handy. I think I'll have them actually begin to move up. So... we'll have them move up into this position here. If they can get into position here on the actual hillside, and ideally put the ATGMs into effect, that'd be quite good. So about mortars, we do have more of our T-80s over here. Awesome having the T-80s. Really looking forward to that. Now, we do have a different situation over here. We do have the Tunguskas as well. I mean, this is fantastic. This is like typical Soviet deployment. There we go. AT section over here as well. These mechanized to the north kind of going to be doing their own thing, aren't they? We could have these guys advance down the actual center. Which maybe we'll go for. I think what we'll do then is we'll have them advance this way. Have them advance like that. Now what I can give them is the standard operating procedure here. So, pathfinding, quick covered. I think we'll go for the quickest path. Yeah, okay. So, to all these forces, what I'm going to do is just give them that for the time being. So, quickest path. But I will specify for individual units, like, for example, the Conquerors over here. They're going to move via the covered path. These guys over here. How you doing, man, Newhouser? Good to have you, my man. We'll have these guys advance via the covered path. So what we'll do then is we'll have the actual BMPs really aim towards this position over here then. So advance over this way. Ideally, we keep going until we're forced to stop. I think this is pretty much... I'm just going to try and make use of typical Soviet doctrine, really. If I can, really. Okay, so they have their orders. You don't have your orders at this moment in time. And what I'm going to tell you to do, then, is actually have you scout through here, really. These guys are going to move up that way, too. They're going to be unloading, that's fine. So go ahead and we'll go with that. I am very conscious of the time we have available. We only have an hour today. Alright, okay, there we go. We have our rounds out for the saturation bombardment. We do have the ability to drop a smoke. I'm going to wait until the BMPs get moving first. Okay. Right, have you moved to that scouting position there? You're going to move up. Wait for them to move up and then we'll have them advance too. Yeah, signature chalkboard. I think the only... can I actually use a chalkboard? Let's see. I can kind of use the chalkboard, actually. You know, I can actually make it a chalkboard. Oh, no, no. It's made the screen go blank. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. They're not going to last long. If I get a chance, I'll make use of that. There we go. So we'll have a bombardment coming in just a second here, then. I love the fact we can see the clouds here. Okay. It's going to be arriving over here. I'm just going to try and make use of the high explosives. Like, normally I don't make much in the way of use of them, and it's a shame. I'm going to make... Yeah, we're going to use them. They're there to be used. Oh, so that's the smoke rounds coming in. We can also see the high explosives coming in over here. Yeah. That's going to hurt. I mean, ideally we could start some fires. Smoke rounds going down there. So you can see the T-80s advancing. Right, what I'm going to do here then is actually have the mechanized move on up as well. They're moving up. Okay. Have them move on up then. We'll have them just move up in similar sort of fashion to the T-80s. Now what I'm going to do is we'll have our, yeah, so the self-propelled mortars are going to be moving up. SPGs. I don't think they need to move up per se, but actually what I'm going to do here then is 1 and 2, there we go. Right, self-propelled mortars. I'll have them advance this position over here as well. Ideally get a little bit closer to the front there, can support our forces in a superior fashion. I'm a little bit tempted to actually have the helicopters actually sent in. It does take some time for them to arrive sometimes. Potentially worthwhile. We'll consider bringing them in. Actually, we'll say now then. We'll say now. So it's going to take some... Oh no, it's only going to take 2 seconds. Okay, never mind. They're going to approach in the covered fashion anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad there. At least they're not going to be going straight to the teeth of the enemy. But they might reveal the enemy's presence, which is going to be quite handy. Okay, so we had our first saturation bombardment. We do have some fire started down here in the south. I think what we're going to potentially go for then is... Right, so we do see more smoke. I think a saturation bombardment here as well. Try and cover this area here. That's going to take 2 minutes for it to arrive. Which is pretty good. See the T-80s there. You've got a mine, plow. Love those things. I like the fact that we do have the explosive reactive armor, the was it ERA? I think on Soviet vehicles, is it called Contact? I think that's what they call it. Right, mechanized are moving out. Right, T-80 is moving out there. So let's take a look at the actual T-80 here. I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys stand up to the French forces when they do arrive on the 31st. Looking forward to that one. So we have the 125, 2A4, 6M1 gun there, so high explosive fragmentation. Yeah, the good thing is we have the APF SDS there, but high explosive anti-tank is good. But I love the fact we do have the option to actually fire the ATGMs here from the barrels. Really cool. Yeah, Contact. I thought it was Contact. Ah! I'm getting somewhere. I said something right. And look at that. So we can see Fulda is over here to the north. To be honest, so far, so good. So far, so good. You're headed down there. Okay. What we are going to do then is begin to move up there. Yeah, we'll have the French and I believe it's the Belgian forces. They're coming out on the 31st of October. Okay. So we're looking at 17 seconds until the bombardment begins over here. And we do have a fair amount of smoke over here to the north. If we take a look at that, you can see the smoke in effect over here. The good news is it looks like the wind's in our favour, so that's blowing it towards the enemy. I mean, smoke is definitely an offensive weapon. It really is. Okay, saturation bombardment's going to begin. Okay. The helicopters... I don't think they've arrived yet. I love these guys, that's awesome. Okay. They're moving, I don't think they've arrived as of yet. There we go. Yeah, we got some fires already. Liberia. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop some more smoke, I think, soon. I was saying that, I'm not entirely sure. It's taking them some time to move through the area. Obviously, they are moving quite slowly. Right, I can hear the helicopters, actually. I swear to God I can hear them. Okay, the BRDMs have arrived. Right, move up over here. So far, we've not encountered the enemy. Right, there's our Mi-28. Sorry, Mi-24s. God, I feel like I can say we've actually got combined arms here. I think I might put down another bombardment in this area here, but it might be worthwhile bombarding it for us, but we'll see. There we go. A few fires there. It is a hard one to judge, because obviously I do not know where the enemy is going to be. Just trying to guess it as best as I can there, really. I'm going to have you just hold your position so they can move to this position here. But at least they're ready to put down some fire. Let's see, is the smoke ready? I think what I'll do then is... potentially get away with that. So put one down there. A second one could be potentially made ready in this position over here. That's going to take, well, that's actually way too long. I think something like that. Then at least we do have a little bit of smoke coverage for our forces over here. At least when the main body arrives. Though in fact it might be a little bit too close to the front. It's hard to say. We're going to have the actual saturation bombardment made ready elsewhere. Maybe in this area. It's not necessarily certain that they'll be deployed in the actual urban centres. They could be in the actual trees. It's hard to say, really. I don't want to wait until we actually discover the enemy because I want to have the actual bombardment taking place. I mean, this looks like a commanding area. But if we take a look at the isometric view... yeah, that is definitely high ground. I think we do put some bombardment down there. So 2 minutes. The helicopter's not seen anything as of yet. We do have Conkers in position here. It might be potentially worthwhile bringing the other Mi-24s. So we'll have them come in there. They're going to arrive in just over a minute and a half. That should not be so far forward. It's making too good progress. But again, it's only moving as a single unit, which is why. But then again, it's not dead yet, so that's always a good sign. Oh yeah, also you should not be that far forward. Right, smoke's going out. They're making good progress. Have a move up there. Tunguska's in position. Okay. I dare say so far so good, but the enemy's going to be in position here somewhere. They'll be waiting for us more than likely. And we'll speed things up just a little bit. Okay, there's the smoke arriving just in time actually. Our helicopters are on the way, which is very good. Right, radar contact. Hello. So this looks to be... Yeah, the Tunguskas are opening fire. Looks like there's an enemy chopper over here. That's really good there. Radar contact, yep. These guys need to get their asses in gear. I don't know what they actually are. I don't have any... And I love the fact that we do have radar contact. Right, bombardment's going out over here. Ah, that's a shame. CT-80 has been immobilized there by the poor terrain. Ah, that's a shame. Okay, we can engage the enemy here. Oh, you do not want to be in his position right now. That's not what you want to see there. I'm going to look towards burn out a little bit more of the way of smoke. There we go, but we are making some pretty good progress here so far. Yeah, looks like that's been forced retreat. Bombardment's going well here. Sadly, no fire started as of yet. You can see there's some fires over here. Smoke in place. Mechanized moving out. These guys are taking a very long time, actually, so I'm going to have them speed up. I might have them actually advance through here into the actual trees. Through the trees, through to this area here. Engaging, very good. Okay. Just keep moving until you stop. You'll detect the enemy by being shot at, which works for me. Now we are ready to put down another few rounds here. We do have another 3 more after this. It is hard to say where the enemy is going to be. It is very hard. I think we'll place in this area over here then. Okay, we'll change that formation to a... I suppose a V might be okay. Right, have you advance up there as well. Yeah, getting a little bit caught up there. And then again, there's difficulties in it when you move in so many units at once. Okay, Mechanized is ready to advance. Right, smoke is out shortly. That BNP needs to get its arse in gear. We do have our other Mi-24s on the way. Okay, they're making good progress. Have these forces move up. Swear to God, I just heard something like an ATGM then. I did just hear an ATGM. Right, okay. What we're going to do here then is... For one... damn it, unload and pop smoke. Ah, damn. Okay, that's not good. Unload. Yeah, now this is when we begin to start losing units. Okay, so we do see an enemy vehicle over this way, then what we are going to do is, let's see. We'll have air support brought into the area here, then it is inbound. We do see enemy helicopters over here. Oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah. Those are Apaches. Those are really not what you want to be seeing here. That's no good. that's really a bad thing. Right, we'll have them move up over there. Okay, what we're going to do then is have you drop down some high explosives. Now, I'm going to drop down some high explosives in the areas around the Apaches. They might be low enough for us actually to hit something. It's a difficult one here because obviously... Right, what we are going to do then is have them advance. I'm going to have them move in a... Free, just get them moving. Right, artillery is coming down. We are taking shots out from somewhere. Okay, what we are going to do here then, advance. Ready to move the smoke up. Yes, there's definitely something in this area. So what did we lose over here then? Yeah, there's a few T-80s there, which we did not want to lose. We do have... Well, we don't have any S-Purity fighters, unfortunately. Okay, these guys are moving up. What I'm going to do then is actually have them move up to unload about this position, get into the actual... Okay, I'm losing a few there. Yeah, this is the issue. We do have a lot of enemy activity over here. Additional forces are moving up. Headquarters moving up. Right, bombardment's coming in. Found another bombardment. I'll bring it down over here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Have them move up fast there. Right, lost another one. It's this goddamn Apache. Right, we're taking damage. Let's keep moving. If we stop, we're dead. Like that guy's dead. I see what you mean now. It does like the Liberian flag, doesn't it? Right, there we go. Tunguska's out opening fire against the actual Apaches. That's good news. Right, at least I can try and drive them off. Yeah, they are repositioned. That's very good news. I just don't know where the enemy is at this moment in time. Might be in this position here still, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, so what I'm going to do here then is put down some high explosives in this area. There you are. Fire for effect, fire for effect, fire for effect. It's not great losing so many, like, T-82s. Yeah, the lethality definitely is real. This is if we're being caught here on the flank. Fortunately, the Mi-24s aren't seen anything. We are hitting the enemy, though. There we go, we have our close air support. Ideally, they can spot some targets for us. Right, have them advancing towards the objectives, bring us some fire down here. It looks like they've spotted something. Taking fire as well, aren't you? I don't know what you were doing there. Maybe you fired something. It's hard to tell sometimes. Ah, here we go. Yes, there's an enemy vehicle there that's been destroyed. And yeah, we have spotted that. Right, ATGM's coming out. Jesus, we are losing a lot of units in this area here. This is it, we're just going to bring down a lot of artillery fire. It is hard to take out these units, they've been well positioned there, really. Right, unload your forces. God damn. I've lost all my T-80s on this side as well, which is a shame. Okay, what we're going to do here then is unload. Have the infantry move up. Alright, bombardment complete. I think potentially this area here. Okay, you've opened up on something. So the Mi-24 spotted something out here. Right, unload. Mechanized infantry. Okay. I was going to keep putting fire down there until we actually destroy that unit. Okay. And this is it, our... I could move them even here, really. I think I'll have them move there. It's just the fact that we haven't been able to spot the enemy here too easily. So we have been taking a beating there. Have them there. Okay, yeah. I just lost a Tunguska, that's not good. Pop smoke over here. There we go. Apologies about the code there, by the way. Alright. We are making progress. We'll have some smoke come down here shortly. Then again, it's probably not even worthwhile waiting for that. Unfortunately, I can't cancel it. Right, rockets are coming in for the saturation bombardment here. Just lost a Strela, that's not good. Right, looks like, this is enemy fire. We do have the Mi-24, so ideally the Mi-24 is going to engage. We do have a BMP looking like it might be able to engage. Right, we did take a hit there. I swear to God, if it's this one unit here that's really causing me all these problems, I'm not going to be happy. God damn, it's another T-80 down. Right, Mi-24s are over here. Ideally, they spot this target. Oh, that's good to see then. Nicholas here, one of the developers, does point out that in version 1.042, spot enchanters have been increased. We are making progress. I mean, the thing is, we have lost a lot of units, we've lost a lot of tanks, but we still have a lot more left. What are you firing at? Yeah, that's very true. Oh, don't want you in there. Have you moved back? Right, aircraft ready. Yeah, to be honest, I was expecting significantly more resistance there. We are seeing something over here, actually. So what we are going to do then is we're going to change our high explosive fire to this position here. There we go. And that's ready to vacant up the fire. Okay, move to that position there. I mean, that Knight Abrams mission is... it is stacked in our favour to begin with. The enemy is having to advance upon us. It's one of these things. Whenever you're on the offensive, it's significantly harder. You take significantly more casualties. Alright, okay. Let's see. Open fire. This is it. Infantry's fantastic. It's just the only issue is they're very, very slow. I do that, Pitbean. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, there is a... You can actually create your own campaigns, which is really awesome. That's another BMP down. Goddamn. I'm hearing something like 80 gems. Okay, Ooh. There we go. We finally spotted something there, but we are taking hits. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of enemies over here. Okay. Hot smoke. I can hear something. The Mi-24 is opening up. Yeah, that sounds like infantry. So infantry's in this woods over here. That sounds really interesting. Hit no damage. That's like a minigun. Okay. Oh, would you spawn another target out here? Yeah, there we go. Steam release on the 31st of October. Right, I do see other targets over here too. This would wow, we've lost a lot there. Okay, just over a minute until air spot does arrive. And the issue is I can't see the enemy. Ah. Well, at least it applied its smoke. Yeah, the issue is I can't spot the enemy. That's making it hard for me. And this is when infantry would have been great. Unfortunately, we are a bit pressed for time tonight, as I only had an hour. Ah, there it is. It's actually in a graveyard. Looks like it's in a graveyard. We'll move it over there. Yeah, if we could sight the enemy, we'd be in a much better position. So it looks like another American position here. Right, aircraft are coming in. Love when you can zoom in like this. Really makes it cool. Yeah. McConnell's rifles are hard to deal with. Interestingly, only the one there. Well, I mean, this is it. They're meant to be lost, but it's just the fact that they haven't been able to reply. That's the only thing. Right, enemy ground unit spotted. I don't think there's actually many Americans. Doesn't seem like there's many actually on the map here. Right, we are being hit here. Definitely taking some hits. Yeah. Okay, we did destroy the enemy. That's good. T-80 taking fire. And it looks like there's a load of Bradleys in here, but unfortunately we do not have the ability to see them here at the moment. Oh, okay, there we go, we finally found you. You can use the... Is this too close to the 18G? I think it might be too close to the 18 gem. Let's just back up a little bit. Man 24. Turn around. Turn around, yeah. The visibility there. Pool weathered as well, 1600 meters. Turn around. Is it bright eyes? God damn this Abrams. Yeah, another target there. I'll be doing some damage, I can imagine. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought it said dismounted him for a second. Oh, there we go. We've finally been able to see the side of the enemy. God damn it. And it's dead. Oh no. I think I kind of put our offensive on the back foot there. Of course, I have been going through this one a little bit faster than you really should be doing. Well, advisable. But managed to develop, we only have an hour, so I wanted to get some action in. Ooh. Okay, you stay there. Use the AT gem. Use it. Use the force. Ah, there we go. Thank God we've been able to spot that thing. Yeah, the enemy's deployed really well here. Yeah, these Bradleys, goddamn them. I don't really have anything to do with that. Everything's kind of dead. Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, the Abrams over here really did kind of bugger us up there. Wait, did you find an AT jump? Who found an AT jump? Ah, never mind. God damn it. Oh dear. Yeah, the Abrams over here did cause us a lot of problems. The Apache there was really rough. I think had we organised our forces a little bit better, obviously on the way in, kept them in a better formation, it might have been just worthwhile just to actually concentrate our forces. But I'd say we've been pretty squarely defeated there. I don't think there's much coming back from that. God damn that Abrams though. Yeah. Damn. Speed things up ever so slightly. In fairness, I could have been using my DPI sim as well. The hell's opening fire? Oh, right, it's opening fire on the mechanized. So they motorized. Let those RPGs do their work. Right, I do have another T80, so it's ideal to get that in position. Right, it is a damage, however. That ain't good. Yeah, these Abrams, they are just deadly. So something else, something here. Ouch. Yeah, they're well hidden. I mean, obviously this is it with the visibility. Ah, right, okay. So, do bear in mind, guys, this is not representative of the current game status. The visibility has been addressed. My bad for not checking if it was updated or not. Feel bad now. But I mean, even then, we're still taking out some Abrams there. But unfortunately, we are out of time here for tonight. I've only been given an hour to spend you fine gentlemen, and ladies, of course. But I'd like to say a big thank you here. We did have a good go at it. It was going well for the initial stage there. I think had our spotting been a little bit more effective, we probably would have been able to deal with things a little bit easier. But yeah, these well-positioned Abrams, they can definitely cause you some problems, especially when you are having to deal with them on your flank there. Bradley's did a very good job as well. Potentially, had we approached it from a different position here, different angle, we might have been better off. But I'm going to say thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, there we go. The battle's reached its conclusion. Total defeat. that's painful. They had 28 vehicles. Let's take a look at this actually, man. As you can see here, this is when we just started losing everything there. It's difficult to deal with when you don't know where the enemy is. I could have been bombarded in positions with absolutely... I probably was bombarded in a lot of positions that were useless. Yeah, it looks like there's no enemy in these frontal positions over here. These forward positions, I should say. Self-propelled, yeah. Bradley's infantry over here. Mechanized. A lot of them. Yeah, I know, right? Manpads. Yeah, a lot of manpads over there. Empty Bradley's. Mechanized. Ooh. Yeah, no wonder we weren't able to take these guys out here. But I mean, this is something to bear in mind. Obviously, this is not representative of the current game status. But there we go. That definitely was a kill zone. That was really well positioned there. I mean, if we take a look at the actual isometric view of the map here, I mean, obviously this is it really being overemphasized. But you can imagine this is obviously the opposing hill over here, and obviously our forces were down here in what I suppose you could describe as a valley there. That was rough. Really good map there for the defending forces. You can see that the majority of their forces were up here in the high ground. Very difficult there. Not this sort of ground you want to be really advancing into. But thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you did enjoy it. And of course, if you did enjoy this, please go ahead and check out my channel on YouTube as XTRG YouTube. And of course, follow my channel here on Twitch at XTRG as well. And thank you so very much for watching. Have a beautiful evening there, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you very soon in the future. Goodbye for now. Have a beautiful evening and an even better day.